What's going on, fishing friends? Steven here, and we're gonna go over the 2024 setups that I got for this year. They will change hopefully soon, but this is what I got for now. And we're gonna start with first rod setup is my 7-1 medium fast Squad Series rod. This is one of my favorite rods. I throw all my smaller crankbaits on it, jerk baits, any kind of small moving bait. It is paired up with the Daiwa Tatula CT in a 6:3 gear ratio reel. This is one of my favorite setups to throw any of the smaller moving baits, jerk baits, even the +1s and +2s. This is my favorite setup. Moving on to the next setup I have is a 7-4 medium heavy moderate. It's in the Squad Series as well. I have it paired up with a Shimano SLX 151. It does have an aftermarket handle. I found it more comfortable for me with this rod setup. This is my more heavier moving baits, my deeper diving crankbaits. I throw a lot of the medium to deeper diving crankbaits on it. That's my favorite one for those. I have a 7-3 medium heavy fast for worms, smaller jigs. Of course, this Megabass swim bait, I have it paired up with a Shimano SLX DC. This one is a 7:3 to 1 gear ratio. I find it perfect for this setup. I can get in and out of places really quick. I use this rod for smaller, not as heavy swim baits. I use it for smaller jigs, 1/2 ounce to 1 ounce. Not so on the heavy cover side of stuff. I got it paired with a 40-pound braid to a 12-pound leader material. I don't throw a whole lot of big heavy baits on this one, even though it is rated for it, but that's just not how I like it. Now the next setup is a 7-3 heavy. This is the combat stick from Evergreen. I throw my deeper diving crankbaits on it. I throw that's about it. I throw on this one the deeper diving crankbaits, chatterbaits, spinnerbaits, any moving type of bait that I want to reel fast. I have it paired up with the Daiwa Tatula. It's a 7:1 to 1 gear ratio reel. It does have the aftermarket handle as well. I just like it better. I do plan on getting more of them. This is the Jackhammer series of rods that Combat that Evergreen came out with. Absolutely love this rod for deeper diving crankbaits and chatterbaits and spinnerbaits. The next setup that I have a 7-4 heavy. This rod I like for heavy cover, flipping, frogs. I do throw occasionally like the River to Sea swim bait on it. It's got straight braid for now. I do put leader material on my swim baits, but it's a 7. I have this one paired up with a 7:3 to 1 Daiwa Tatula 200. It's my favorite setup for that. I do have a lot of line capacity. I do have the better feel out of the reel. It's very lightweight setups. For that one, I do have 2 dedicated swing bait rod setups. This is my smaller swim bait setup. This is for anywhere from 2.5 ounces to 4 ounces. I like that. Specifically, this is the Squad Series as well. It's the 8-foot moderate fast action. It's the heavy power. I like this setup the best for these. I don't throw anything over 3.5 ounces or 4 ounces as far as right now. I have this one paired up with the Daiwa Tatula 300 series. It's a 7:1 to gear ratio reel as well. I can slow crank. I can speed my swim baits up with this reel. It's a great reel. I've never had a hiccup out of it. Never had an issue out of it. I like this one. They are lightweight for what price you get for these rods. This reel setup, it don't wear me out all day long if I'm using it. I don't have any issues out of them. They're great rods. Now the last setup, if I go to like the beach or anything, this one goes with me. This is another swim bait setup. This is a Daiwa. It's the DXSB. This is a swim bait rod, but this is a heavy, fast. This is their 3 to 10 ounce swim bait rod. I have it paired up with the KastKing 300 within a 5:4 to 1 gear ratio. I think that's the only gear ratio they have in this reel so far. I don't use it for catfishing, which a lot of people do. I still use it for swim baits. I still use this setup. It's very rare that I do use this setup, but I do like it when I have those bigger, heavier jig hook swim baits on. Soft plastic ones with the big hook. I do like this setup. And that's gonna conclude my 2024 setups for the year. We will be doing tackle soon. We will be doing line setups, what I like to use on every one of these, specifically on line weight and everything else. But please, if you would, give me a like, give me a follow, or subscribe. Please leave a comment of what your setups are, and I'll comment back